Should you set up your business as a corporation? It sounds really formal. It's the very traditional form of business entity, but it's also very similar to the more modern LLC, right? It's a separate legal person. It's separate from the individual owners, who, in the case of a corporation, are called shareholders instead of members, which is what we call the owners of an LLC. Corporations can raise money by selling stock in the corporation, even if you're a small, closely held corporation. Um, Sometimes people don't realize this, but we can actually do the same thing with an LLC, right? We can sell units or membership interests in the LLC to raise money. When it comes to a corporation, shareholders have the same limited liability protection as members of an LLC. So one isn't better or worse in terms of limited liability protection. If a corporation gets sued or if it owes a debt, the shareholders generally aren't going to be liable for that. They might lose their investment in the business, but they're not supposed to be liable for the corporation's debts or obligations. So that's a corporation. Like I said, they're traditional, but they're also very formal, and we often don't advise small businesses to set up corporations over LLCs just because of some of the corporate formalities that corporations are still expected to observe, and because of the way that corporations are taxed. So unlike LLCs and even the S Corp option, corporations are not treated as pass-through entities. Corporations are actually expected to file and pay taxes on their corporate income, or their corporate profits, I should say. And then whenever they distribute money to the owners, what we call dividends, those owners, those shareholders, are expected to pay taxes again. And so corporations have what we call this double taxation problem. And that's part of the reason why, generally speaking, the LLC ends up being a much better option than forming a corporation.